This is perfect for the New England Patriots as we break down a latest mock draft out of The Athletic, labeling the Patriots as a wide receiver team with their second round pick. We break down this wide receiver, why he's such a good fit, and how it is kind of a perfect storm for Eliot when it comes to A.J. Brown. Welcome to Patriots Digest, everybody. I'm Jace Andrews. Hope you're having a great day wherever you might be. Hey guys, if you're looking for some Patriots content this offseason and into the NFL draft, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's 100% free to do so. But we've got some news today. The Athletic released a recent mock draft to help out the quarterback for the New England Patriots in Drake Maye. We all know the wide receiver room is not yet finished, or at least us as fans don't believe it is. Now, that becomes a question mark of, do they draft a wide receiver? Do they do it in the first round? Do they do it in the second round? Or will they end up trading for A.J. Brown, signing for Juwan Jennings, or trying to find some other fix for that wide receiver room? I think in this mock draft specifically, it allows for the Patriots to have multiple options open, where they draft somebody, but alongside that, they also have the option of going out and still signing somebody in this situation. Now, this comes from the article in New England Sports Network Nesson, where the Patriots are predicted to add a 6'4" red zone target for Drake Maye. Now, this mock draft, of course, is originally from The Athletic, and most of the time The Athletic has the insiders. It has the kind of wherewithal and insider knowledge that you need to make a kind of accurate selection in many different facets. Before we get into the rest of today's show, this video is brought to you by PrizePicks. PrizePicks is America's #1 sports picks app, and if you sign up today with the code DIGEST in the description, it really does help me out. We've got some Final Four selections, or rather, championship game selections for this upcoming UConn versus Michigan matchup tonight that will give you my picks that you can follow in just a moment. But let's continue back into the show, and A.J. Brown is obviously the main possibility for the New England Patriots. We know that. We can talk about it time and time again, but we don't know. We don't know for certain because the trade wouldn't happen until post-June 1st. That being said, I think we can also kind of make a preemptive plan of what to do if that does not happen, and that's exactly what Daniel Fisher kind of says here about the Athletics mock draft, saying, if New England can't manage to trade for Brown, targeting a receiver early in the draft could be a viable option. On Monday, the Athletics' Nick Baumgartner projected Notre Dame wide receiver Malachi Fields as a potential pick for the Patriots with pick number 63. And I like this because if you think about the Patriots selections in this 2026 NFL draft, they've got a round 1, a round 2, and a round 3 selection. Then they have 2 in round 4, obviously getting that second, 4th round pick from Chicago in the trade earlier this offseason. Then they have a round 5 pick, four round 6 picks, 1 from Kansas City, 1 from Minnesota, 1 from Pittsburgh, and then their own, and then of course the round 7 pick that they possess as well. And so with this, I think there are some plethora of options for the New England Patriots to figure out their wide receiver room. Now, I do have to ask the question before I get going of, where do you think the Patriots will draft a wide receiver? Because I think ultimately, no matter what happens, they are going to draft one, whether it be in the first round, the second round, or even in the third round. I believe that is a move they will make. So I'm kind of curious for your thoughts here early on. Do you think they'll draft one in the first round? Do you think they'll draft one in the second round? Do you think they'll draft one in the third round? And if you think I'm wrong, then type in the comments no, and call me out on it. Do you think I'm kind of dumb, they're not going to draft him? That's fine too. Let me know down in the comments your thoughts on whether or not the Patriots will select a first round, second round, or third round receiver, and if not, if they draft one even at all. Now, for Malachi Fields, I do think like he is a pretty good selection, especially with a round 2 pick. Majority of his collegiate career spent in Virginia with the Cavaliers. The most recent time, though, was spent with the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. 36 receptions in his 5th year with 630 yards, a 17.5 average per reception. But what stands out to me and what stands out to a lot of prospect scouts are the touchdowns. 5 in 23, 5 in 24, 5 in 25. He's a red zone threat, and you can see that right away from his prospect profile. 6'4", 218. He's a wide receiver, tight end kind of guy. He's going to go out there and compete. He's got a pretty good productive athleticism score as well, at 72 for the athleticism and 70 for the productivity score. A 6.29 grade for a second-round draft pick is actually a pretty good one. I think that there are some ways the Patriots can go about this with adding in Malachi Fields and still being able to, in theory, sign a wide receiver or trade for A.J. Brown. Now, that being said, it does, if they draft a wide receiver, open up a couple of different options. If they are going to move for A.J. Brown, I would expect for one of Kayshon Boutte or Pop Douglas to be involved in that trade. You know my opinion. I'd rather it be Pop Douglas. I would like Kayshon Boutte to remain here for the next half decade if that's what it ends up being. I'd give him a 4-year contract, a 4-year extension yesterday if it was my shot. But I do understand the thought process of the Patriots trying to figure out the way to work out this wide receiver room in some aspects, knowing that in the future you're going to have to pay Drake Maye, knowing that you are going or about to pay Christian Gonzalez, and leaving your cap space in a little bit of a flexible place is something that is going to be a priority. Now, we did get reports that Jauan Jennings has been asking for too much money, according to most of the teams across NFL free agency still looking at wide receivers. That does include the New England Patriots. And so again, that's where Malachi Fields in a second-round selection would actually be a pretty good idea. The intangibles are there. I think the underlying statistics and maybe route running capabilities are not as fluid as some of the top guys, but that's why he drops in the second round. That's exactly why I'm taking him, because those things can be learned over time, whereas the athleticism that he has and possesses, that can't be taught. Now, I mentioned the underlying statistics. I'm always going to bring up PFF. If you rather want to believe it's actually a worthwhile stat to have for wide receivers, I give and take kind of back and forth. His receiving grade was a 76.2 and ranked him 127th out of 679 wide receivers in college football. In terms of his overall grade, it was a 75.8, which has him 118th out of 679 wide receivers. There's a lot of things you like about Malachi Fields. I think he's a really, really good red zone threat, and that's the draw, of course, in all of this, is that you're getting a guy at 6'4", 200-plus pounds that can go up and grab a ball. Imagine New England's offense in the red zone. You have Hunter Henry, Kayshon Boutte, Malachi Fields, and Matt Collins. That's a pretty tall wide receiver room. It's a pretty filling wide receiver room, and it's a lot of options for Drake Maye when it comes to finding the best choice and making sure the Patriots, score when they get down the red zone, which was somewhat of a problem in the postseason, less of a problem in the regular season, but still something to focus on, the red zone offense. You want to be able to get down into that area and score when you're there. Josh McDaniels has quoted that. Mike Vrable has talked about it. And ultimately, it just is the right way to do it. So adding Malachi Fields, if you're looking for red zone capabilities, it definitely does so in this instance. Now, I talked about the championship game tonight. Here are my picks on PrizePicks. You got Michigan and the UConn Huskies. Taurus Reed, I'm going to go the more on his Goblin pick, which means it's a little easier to hit. 9.5 points should hit that. Should help me get this three-legger to go through. Eliot Cadeau, I'm going to give him the more on the 7 assists tonight versus UConn. And then Trey McKinney from Michigan. I'm going to go Demon after I got the Goblin on Taurus Reed and go the more on his 11.5 points. Again, it really does help out the channel if you go down there and hit that link and then use code DIGEST when you sign up. It's really fun. It gets you actually in the action. It makes all the games a lot more fun to watch. And ultimately, if you're a guy like me, you're going to like PrizePicks. I'll just say that. But let me know what you think in the comment section about the option of Malachi Fields. I think that he is somebody who fits well as a second-round pick. I think the options are then still available to trade for A.J. Brown, and I think this is something that would tell us they're probably not going to sign a Brandon Ayuk, a Jauan Jennings, a Tyreek Hill, even at the top wide receivers after June 1st. So it's definitely an option for the Patriots to consider, but right now I think there's things that they have to look at and kind of digest with this first-round selection that maybe don't include a wide receiver, so I would understand them continuing on. But either way, I'll tell you one thing, this draft is going to tell us a lot about what the Patriots' future plans are. That is what we got for you today on the show. We do appreciate you watching, and we will see you next time. Peace out.